Let's start again. Okay, so again, a few housekeeping rules. If you do come off mute, just don't forget to put yourself back on mute so we don't hear everything that's going on in your house. But yeah, you feel free to come off and ask us questions or pop it in the chat and we'll monitor that chat. All right, so we're going to start with me with a beautiful, oh, awesome. We're going to start with a soup. It is a winter warmer with the cold weather coming. Well, it's well and truly here today. Soups are absolutely delicious, and I particularly love this one because of what we do with the chickpeas. So it is using, just get the ingredients here, it is using dried chickpeas. And the beauty about this recipe is you don't have to soak these chickpeas overnight. So if you do decide to make this last minute, you don't need to soak them. And you don't need to use canned chickpeas either because these have a lot more flavor than the canned chickpeas. So what we do is we firstly are going to grab the varoma, because whilst we're cooking the soup, we're going to be steaming some spinach. So just so you're going to see layered cooking today. You're going to see how the varoma works if you haven't yet. So just going to pop some spinach into the varoma like that. Okay, and now we're going to add 100 grams of dried chickpeas. Now, what we're going to do with the chickpeas is we're going to mill them to a powder. And this is actually called, when they're milled to a powder, it's called besan flour. Besan flour is so expensive compared to dried chickpeas. So you can definitely mill your own if you come across a recipe where you need besan flour. Now, another tip I want to show you with milling, let me just grab a bit of cling wrap. I don't want the chickpea flour to come up to the lid and be all over the lid. So I'll just put some cling wrap on the lid. Let me just bring the thermomix there. Okay, and then I just pop the lid on like that. Now we're going to mill this for 30 seconds on speed 9. Or before I start, this is really loud and I'm thankful I've got my earpods on. So if you've got sensitive hearing, when you're doing something like this, you should really walk away or cover your ears. Okay, that actually only took 15 seconds because from the sound, I can tell that it's done. These blades are very new, so it would also depend on your blades as well. You should replace them, I think, every 2 to 3 years, just depending on how much usage you get out of the blades. So there's our flour there. And also when you're doing something like this, just make sure your blades are really dry. They have to be really dry, otherwise your milling's not going to work. And you can dry the blades just by spinning your the blades on speed 10 with nothing in the bowl. Okay, so now I'm going to add 400 grams of water. I've actually boiled water, and I do that with soups because just cooks it quicker, especially if you're in a bit of a rush. You can do that. Now it says to put 400 grams and then it mixes it, and then to add another 400 grams of water. I'm actually only going to add another 200 grams because what I do with soups, I find some soups, I actually just added a bit more. Some soups are quite runny, and I do like soups to be a little bit thicker in consistency. So I reduce the water in the beginning, and then in the end, if I find that, well, yeah, that was probably too thick, then I'll just add a bit more water at the end. Okay, now it says to add salt, but instead of adding salt, I'm going to use a beautiful stock paste. So just a tablespoon in there instead of 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to add 200 grams of onions. Oops, so I should have cut them into pieces. So 200 grams. If you didn't want to use onion, leek works really well with this as well. Okay. And 30 grams of olive oil. You could add less if you want as well. 30 grams does seem like a lot for a soup. So I did 20. And 250 grams of carrots. Now I try to do I try to reduce the carbs that I eat. So instead of using carrots, I'm going to use pumpkin because it's got less carbs. So 250 grams and 3 garlic cloves. Lots of garlic in this one, which is nice. And now it says to add 100 grams of turnip, but that's optional. I'm not a fan of turnip, so I'm not going to add it. You could add potato if you want, which will really add to the creaminess of the soup. I'm keeping it like that. And then we just pop the varoma on with the spinach. So whilst that soup cooks, it's going to steam the spinach. And steamed spinach is a lot nicer because it really retains all those nutrients. And speed 1 for 30 minutes, but I'm going to reduce the time because remember we added boiling water, so I'll reduce it to 20. Once that's done, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, now over to Kirsty for your Huli Huli Chicken. We can't hear your end, Kirsty, by the way.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
She's muted now.
We can now, yes.
Woo, yay! So I've got the 2 cameras set up because when we originally had the booking, these ladies were coming, so they paid for their tickets. So I invited them over because I know I'm going to have a heap of food left over, so they're going to help me eat it all. So we're doing our own little cooking class here already. So all right. So this one it is with a twist. Because yeah, I don't eat a lot of salad. Not many people like the macaroni salad. So this one's a lot easier, especially if you're wanting a winter warmer. Salad, in my opinion, is not a winter warmer. So I'll actually tell you the first step is to bring a large saucepan half full with water and 1 teaspoon of sea salt. So that's where you're going to do the macaroni. You're going to cook it. And I would still do that in my thermomix. Place a large bowl on the mixing bowl lid. Add in 8 chicken thighs. Well, I've got 10. So we're just going to shove them in there because that's once we've done the marinade. Yeah, it's all very dainty, isn't it? Once we've done the marinade, we're going to tip that in there, mix it all through, and then it will go in the oven. All right, so then we hit next. Set the bowl aside. Easy. 3 garlic cloves. So being winter, I think I've got 6. A few extras. Some of them are only small. 10 grams of fresh root ginger, peeled, chopped up a little bit. Pop your lid on. All right, turn it up to speed 5, and that's just going to chop it up a little bit. Okay, scrape down the sides with a spatula. I've got a few of these. Right, so again, let's just chop it up nice and quickly. A bit breakdown.
Hey, Kirsty,
Yes.
we can't actually, you're talking into the wrong camera. Yeah.
Mute that one. And I will.
So yeah, you've got to, and you're too far away. And if you could just slow it down a little, because we can't, you're going a little too fast. Okay, just go a little slower, and now talk into that camera that you're touching now.
Now can you hear me? Now it's going to go. Do you want to mute that one?
Yeah, you've got to mute that one.
Hang on, you've got to disconnect the audio on it. Hang on, give me 2 seconds. Stop that for a minute. Okay, we're just going to get started. Going to get started. Hang on, here comes my techie.
Yeah, just turn that one off, Kirsty.
Yep. I don't know how to do it.
We don't really need that camera on anyway. So.
Right. Is that better? That's better?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Right, I'll turn the volume up on this one then.
So what have you done so far? Can you just explain?
Okay, so there was some garlic and a little bit of ginger. So I'll pop that into the bowl, chopped it up for 3 seconds, scraped down the sides. We're going to do another for another 3 seconds. Okay, so that's gone for another 3 seconds to chop it up. Scrape down the sides with the spatula again. So that's nice and fine. So it's gone for 5 seconds now. We're going to add sesame oil. We've got our sesame oil. I love the smell of sesame oil. It's the best. So this is the sauce that we're going to be basting the chicken with. We've got the measuring cup. So that's just going to saute off the ginger and the garlic for 2 minutes. So if you want to do something and come back, or do you want to talk for 2 minutes?
So whilst that's happening, we're just going to move over to Paula. That's going to get the pears started. Thanks, Paula.
No worries. Hi, everyone. So yeah, I am doing the dessert, which is the steamed pears with chocolate cardamom sauce. So I've just, I'll start the recipe, and it's asking us to add 400 grams of water. And what it's going to do, it's going to boil it. So what I've done is I've already added 400 grams of boiled water, so it'll just make the process quicker. And then it's telling us to use some pears. So I'm just using the green Packen pears. And all I've done is I've washed them, peeled them, cored them, and then I've halved them. And I've just placed them into our varoma, just like that, you can see. So that was it. And I'm just going to place it on top. And then we're going to set it. It says here to cook for 20 minutes, but because I've already added the boiling water, it's going to be probably about 15 minutes. So we'll start that, and I'll see you back in about 15 minutes.
Okay, thanks for that, Paula.
No worries.
Kirsty, are you ready for the next step?
Yep, I've only got 20 seconds left, but it's good enough. All right, so we're going to add our pineapple juice. That's 280 grams of pineapple juice. Nearly didn't make it in. $110 grams of dark brown sugar. I just use brown sugar. A bit on the edge. All right, chicken stock. Just throw it around. So it says half a teaspoon. Yeah, okay. Add a little extra if I can. 100 grams of water. Tomato ketchup, so this is homemade stuff. Oh, I should have done this first. Yeah. Mussels. So 60 grams of tomato ketchup. Legend. And dark soy sauce. That's 60 grams. And Worcestershire sauce, hot sauce. My dad used to call it hot sauce. I don't think he could ever pronounce it properly. But you can also make this stuff yourself. I think it was, which cookbook was it? The best one I ever had was the, I think it's Joe's recipe. Place simmering back on the top. It was the Tasmanian cookbook. Tasmanian one? Yeah. Yeah. Right, place simmering basket instead of measuring cup on mixing bowl lid. Then just imagine it there, 20 minutes on speed 1, and that's going to make our sauce. to pour over our chicken. I'm just going to find a basket.
That's okay, Kirsty. So what the basket does, it just helps the sauce reduce. So you get a nice thick sauce that you can coat the chicken with. All right, well, whilst you do that, we are going to go over to Elia, who's going to talk to us about the sweet rice or rice pudding. Over to you, Elia.
Hi, guys. So sweet rice is the best if you haven't tried it. It's similar to rice pudding, I guess, but I just feel like it's just nicer, the Portuguese recipe, as opposed to the rice pudding in the basic cookbook. And so this one, sweet rice, is translated into English in the UK cookie do, and it's exactly the same as the Portuguese version. It's called arroz doce. So I started it because basically it's as simple as just, it says short grain rice, but I use arborio rice. So you add some of this, add a litre of milk, 3 slithers of lemon peel, and a cinnamon stick. So it cooks for 40 minutes. So I'll show you what that looks like. And now the next step is that you have 4 egg yolks, which I've got here. And then I just grab like 4 tablespoons of the egg, the milk and the rice. And I'm just going to kind of mix it in before I add it in, okay? And then I'm also adding sugar. So you can use white sugar or raw sugar. I've only got raw sugar in the house at the moment. So I'm going to add 160 grams of sugar into the thermomix, which you can reduce it, obviously. And then just the mixture that I've been mixing, which is the milk and the egg yolk. So we'll add that in.
Elia, also, if you don't want to use the lemon peel, you can use a few drops of lemon essential oil as well, which I've done before. Yes. So if you don't have the lemon, it works really well.
I've never added essential like doTERRA oils into the rice, but I use the father stuff, so no doubt it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then that's it, and then it cooks for another 10 minutes. Like, it's so super easy. It's like literally you set and forget. You know, you put it on. 40 minutes later, it's in to do the egg yolk mixture with the sugar, and then 10 minutes later, it's ready. And then you can either do it in little individual portions, or you can do, oh, look, like Sandra's already got little cups, or you can do like a big tray of it and sprinkle with ground cinnamon or cinnamon sugar, and then you can just scoop it out into, you know, people's bowls or plates. So super easy. So I'm going to add that now for another 10 minutes. And then, yeah, you can see the end result. Well, Sandy.
So here it is. So I made it today for some friends, and it's so creamy. It just looks like that. Really, really delicious. One thing that I did once with this recipe was I thought I'd do a shortcut, and I added the sugar with the rice in the very beginning. Then, but I found out the hard way that rice won't cook if there's sugar in it.
Wow, there you go. That's why they leave it for 40 minutes.
That's what, exactly. So that's why it's left to the end. So keep that in mind. So don't learn the hard way like I did.
Yes, good to know. And obviously this is so good warm, hence why I thought it would be perfect for our winter warmer class, because it's so good when it's like done and it's really nice and warm. But obviously it's also good cold, like once it's in the fridge and you know, you can eat it straight from the fridge. But yeah, my kids love it. Everyone loves it. It's a big Portuguese tradition, and it's so good. So definitely try it.
Highly recommend you try it.
Yes.
All right. Well, so we've got Kirsty's cooking. We have Paula's pears steaming away. My soup is cooking and steaming the what do you call it? Spinach. So now we're going to move over to Ilham, who's going to show us tiger rolls.
Hi everybody. You actually got, I was just away from the camera for 1 second, but anyway, I'm back. So I'm making the tiger rolls today. Just because of time constraints, I already made the dough, because all you do is chuck in all the ingredients and the Thermomix needs it for you. So I didn't think that you guys wanted to see that, since most of you have a Thermomix already. But I'll go to the next part of it, which is making the topping for the bread roll. So since I've already done the bread rolls, I'll just go down, click the arrow, the down arrow, and then I'll find that step in the recipe. So I'll just click on step 5 because that's where I want to go. So I'll skip all those previous steps. And then it's telling me to add 90 grams of rice flour. So if you don't have rice flour, first mill your rice into rice flour. Like Sandra did the chickpeas to be sand flour, you can do that with rice too, to rice flour. So I've got rice flour here. I'll just pour that in. There we go, 90 grams. Next, 1 teaspoon of dried instant yeast. Next, 2 teaspoons of sugar. And then we need 2 pinches of sea salt. I'm just using normal table salt because otherwise I'll have to grind my sea salt because I've got like the rock salt version of it. So 1, 2 pinches of sea salt, and then we need 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, which I've got there. And like this, I love the smell of this too. So good. Okay, so that's 1, 2. And then I think it was water. Yeah, 75 grams of warm water. And that's what I was doing when I stepped away from the camera. So that's 75 grams. Oops, I've gone a bit over that. That's okay. Just 2 grams over. That's fine. Next. Okay, so we're going to mix that. 10 seconds on speed 3. And then while that's doing that, I'll show you how to roll your bread rolls. So I don't know, have you guys made bread rolls before? Just get my mat out. So with this topping, what it's telling me now is just to scrape down the base and the sides of the bowl, and I'll just show you what it looks like. Because now the reason why I've done this was because it has to sit for 20 minutes before I actually put them on the bread rolls. But I'll show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. It's just a topping to go to make that tiger sort of pattern on the top of your bread rolls. So I did prep, like I mentioned before, I did make the bread rolls before, and I have used half of them to make into, because let me start again. The bread rolls, when you make them, you mean to prove the dough for an hour. And then once you prove the dough for an hour, you're meant to make bread rolls out of it, and then prove that again for half an hour. But because of time constraints, I've made some, and I thought I'll show you, for those that don't know how to make bread rolls, to show you how to, what I do to shape it into the bread rolls, and then I'll show you how to put the topping on, so it's faster, yeah? So you take the dough out, to make them perfectly or the same size so they cook evenly, I just weigh them, take the total amount, then divide it by 8, and then they're all equal sizes, and then I just tuck the ends at the bottom, like under. I'll just tuck them all under, and then I just put my camera down like this, and then once they're tucked in, I just cup my hand like that, and I just do that. I just roll, 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 all the way around so they perfectly shape bread rolls. So can you see that? They look perfectly shaped bread rolls. There we go. So I do that for, I'll just show you again. I just tuck the ends in, tuck the ends in, tuck the ends in, all the way around, and then cup it. Okay, so yep, that is a handy tip, Robin. So I'll just show you what I've got them, a few that's already been proved for half an hour. So these will have to stay for half an hour and prove for half an hour before you can actually put the topping on. But I'll show you what I've done earlier. So these have already proved for half an hour. So you can see the size difference. I'll bring them down. So you can see the size difference between the two. And then what you do is, this is meant to sit for 20 minutes, but I'll just, due to time, I'll just actually put them in. Oh, Sandra, what do you want to do? Do you want me to show them how to do it now? Or do you want to come back to me? This is meant to sit for 20 minutes, but I reckon I'll just go ahead, seeing that I have the...
We have time. We have plenty of time. So let's go to Val.
Perfect. Yeah.
And Val can talk to us about the chai mix, and then we can come back to you. And that way it rests for a few minutes.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. So today I'm making a chai latte mix and a chai latte, show you what the chai latte looks like. So essentially what the chai latte spice mix is just a mixture of different spices. You mix them in the thermomix and you make your own little spice mix. So what I used today to, I've got it already pre-made. I made that today. So what I used to make the spice mix was 75 grams of raw sugar. You mill that for 10 seconds on speed 9. Then you add 200 grams of milk powder, 2 level teaspoons of ground ginger, 2 level teaspoons of cardamom, ground cardamom, 2 level teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of ground nutmeg and half a teaspoon of ground cloves. So you add all that into the thermomix and then you mill that for 20 seconds, for a further 20 seconds on speed 9. So once you've done that, you get your chai latte. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's your chai latte spice mix. And you can use that to make your chai latte. So I'm going to show you how to make this chai latte. The kids tried it today and they said it actually tastes like a cinnamon donut. They loved it. Yeah.
You won me at cinnamon donut.
It's like cinnamon donut. Yeah, so they loved it. And Ellie, my 10-year-old who doesn't like drinking milk, she said, Mum, she goes, I love this. You're going to make this for me every day. So I'm happy that she's going to be drinking her milk again because she hasn't had milk in a number of years. So anyway, to make the chai latte, what we're going to need is just to add a cup of milk. Now this is just for 1 serving. So you just add 1 cup of milk. Now this recipe isn't on Cookie Do, it's on Recipe Community. So we are doing it on, we are doing manual cooking. So we add 1 cup of milk and then we're going to add 3 heaped teaspoons of the chai latte mix. So this is, now this serving is per serve. So if you're adding more serves, you're going to have to up the spice latte mix as well. So just 3 heaped teaspoons. Okay, just like that. And now, this in. Okay, so now we're going to do it for, we need to heat the milk up for 3 minutes. Oops, what's happened here? Three minutes. Now, it does say 75 degrees. I prefer it 80. I prefer it a bit more hotter. So I'm just going to increase this to 80 degrees. And obviously, if you do prefer it hotter, you can add it a little bit hotter as well. And now we're just going to put it on speed 2. So that's going to cook for 3 minutes at 80 degrees. Now, this spice mix is, it's really versatile. So it's not only just to make your lattes, you can actually you can add 1 tablespoon when you're making cookie dough. You can actually add 1 tablespoon, sorry, of this latte mix. So you can have that chai latte flavor through your cookies. There is also a recipe on Cookie Do, which is called the chai spiced bread. So it does use the same spices as this latte mix, the spice latte mix. So instead of using all the different spices individually when making the bread, just add, you know, your spice in there. Probably about maybe 2 teaspoons of it or 1 tablespoon of it in the actual step where you add your flour and your baking powder, and then just proceed with the recipe, and then you'll be able to make your chai spice bread. Now with the latte as well, as I said, this is just for 1 serve. If you wanted to increase it to make it 2 serves, so if you want to double it, you just need to increase the heating time by 20%. So as I'm heating this at 3 minutes, probably increase it to about 4 minutes. That way, it'll be even cooking, and yeah, so it'll be perfect for if you double up your recipe. So yeah, so I've got 1.5 minutes to go. Sandra, I don't know if you want to come on for about 1 minute or so.
Yeah, my soup just finished. I've just pureed it on speed 10 for 1.5 minutes. Now that's actually at a consistency that I really like. If I had added that extra 100 grams of water, it'd probably be too runny for my liking. And now I'm just going to add in the spinach. If you didn't want to steam the spinach, in the varoma because you didn't want to use the varoma. Sometimes you may not want to wash the varoma. You can actually, after you puree the soup, then you could just throw in the spinach, let it wilt, let it sit, or you can then just cook it for another 5 minutes with the spinach inside. So you could do that as well without having to use the varoma. But there's our beautiful soup. So now we can go back to Ilham with the bread rolls.
Okay, so we've let it sit for a while. We're going to use like a brush, a basting brush, or but just gently, because obviously that's proved now. So the bread rolls are like, you don't want to ruin the bread rolls. So I go just a nice big dollop, and I'll just gently just put it all over the bread rolls. So how do you guys know how to prove your bread rolls during winter? Because what I do is put the heater on, prove it that way. I even put it inside like when I turn the electric blanket on, I put my my dough in the bowl in the electric blanket. So yeah, or in the car, or you can actually warm a cup of milk in the a cup of water in the microwave, not milk. Water in the microwave, and let your microwave steam up, and then put your dough in there. After you take the cup out with the dough in there, and then that's how it steams up. So this is going to have to rest for 10 minutes, and then after that rests for 10 minutes, you put it in the oven, bake it for 20 to 25 minutes on 200 degrees, obviously in a pre-warmed oven. And then you have this. How cute are these? I love the look of these rolls, the bread rolls. Sandra, you are mute.
Sorry. So tell us, Ilham, unfortunately, we can't taste these bread rolls. So the tiger pattern on top, is it crunchy?
It's crunchy. I wish can you hear that? Actually, I dropped some crumbs on it. Okay, hold on.
I can.
Yeah, can you hear it? Nice and soft inside and crunchy on the outside.
Oh, you're making us jealous.
There we go. Guys, look how pretty. It's so pretty.
They are very pretty. Well, thank you for showing us. So, okay.
That's me. Bye.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if you had any more tips with bread.
Oh, what else do I have? I'll still got food in my mouth. Sorry.
That's okay. We are running a bread class in the next few weeks, so keep a lookout for that through your consultant if they're in this team, or through our Facebook pages. So we are wanting to run a bread class because with winter here, making your own bread, having that oven on is just next level yumminess, deliciousness. All right, so
sorry, Sandra, Robin, just to ask the question. It's the tiger rolls, Robin. It's actually on Cookie Do, tiger rolls.
Yes, so don't forget, we'll send you a copy, an email with all the links to this recipe for everyone, to the recipes, everyone who registered. Kirsty, we're ready to go back to you. Kirsty or Paula, your dish is almost done.
Yeah, so I'm just adding the plain flour. So my sauce is ready. I'm just going to add the plain flour just to thicken it a little bit. And again, simmer the basket back on again, and it's just, I think it's another 3 minutes to thicken. Whoops, basket. And you can
Okay.
go to
Okay, thanks, Kirsty. Paula, how are those pears going? Paula.
Hi. Sorry, I had to get myself off mute. The pears have finished steaming, and I'll just show you them. I've just put them in the thermo server to keep warm. So they smell delicious. I wish you guys could smell it, but yeah, they're ready. So now we're going to move on to the chocolate cardamom sauce. It's asking us just to add 100 grams of dark chocolate. So I've just got some Cadbury baking chips, and that's all I'm going to put in there. So I'm just going to make sure that it's at 100. It's at 0. There we go, just a little bit more. And then some double cream. It's 100 grams of double cream, which I'm just going to get out of the fridge. Okay, now I had my spatula here somewhere, and it's, excuse me for a minute, here it is. So I had pre-measured it before, so I just want to make sure that I get it all in there. And then next, 1 teaspoon of honey. So this recipe is for cardamom, but if you really don't like cardamom, I guess you could use a different spice. I guess the other spice that you could use would be cinnamon, but I'm going to try cardamom and see how that goes.
I was actually going to suggest cinnamon, or you can leave the spice out altogether.
Yeah,
It'd
you
be
could.
really nice with honey and chocolate.
Yeah. So now it's just 1.5 tablespoons of ground cardamom. So I'll just add that in. And then we're just going to let it cook for about 7 minutes. And then once that is ready, I'll get it out. I'll have it served into a bowl, and I'll just put it on top of the pears with some nuts, and I'll show you how that works out. So I'll see you back in approximately 7 minutes.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Paula. Back to you, Kirsty. Kirsty, back to you.
Hi, sorry. Okay, that's it. 20 seconds to go, and it's going to do the countdown.
I honestly do not like this countdown.
Oh, without swearing, it annoys me.
Sometimes it doesn't do the countdown when I think that it should, and then when it does, it's like, why are you even counting down? Like,
shits me to death. I've got to say. Okay, so half the sauce now. You put over your chicken. Smell that.
Hey, Robin, do you agree? So it looks like we're not the only ones that agree, Kirsty. If a lot of us agree, if they do receive our feedback, maybe they'll, they do listen to feedback.
I like that 20 seconds.
Cardamom honey, Susan. Cardamom honey. I've never heard of such a thing. But you're in beautiful honey country. That'd be lovely.
So I've poured my sauce over, and I'm just coating it a little bit. The sauce was hot, but once you stick it to the chicken, it cools down quite quickly. So you still got half that sauce. If you don't use it, you can always chuck it in the fridge or the freezer and use it the next time, so you don't have to cook it. Or just marinate more chicken and throw it straight in the fridge or the freezer. All right. So once you've done that, so this is my little twist. So I've already sprayed this, so it's got a coating on it. I'm going to add 2 cups of rice to the bottom. I'm going to add, we'll tell you, pour half sauce over reserved chicken to coat. Transfer remaining sauce to bowl and set aside. Transfer chicken coated with sauce to large baking dish with your rice underneath. So that way this rice will cook at the same time as the chicken.
So, Kirsty, that's the twist. So this recipe doesn't have rice in it. So you're putting rice at the bottom of the marinated chicken, yeah?
This makes it more of a winter warmer. So I've got my 10 thighs in there. But without liquid, it's going to be really dry rice. So the rest of my pineapple juice, I'm going to pour that over the top of my chicken. So it's going to coat the rice. It's going to also take some of that sauce with it. So again, the leftover
Sorry,
sauce.
did you say you had 2 cups of chicken? 2 cups of rice?
2 cups of rice. I've put in the bottom. And I've got over pineapple juice. So I'm going to use about 2 cups of the pineapple juice. Otherwise, you're going to have pretty rough rice because it's going to be a bit dry. So it is easier if you get hands-on with this one. Otherwise, you waste your phone. Just watch that. And then you're going to add your pineapple juice to it as well. So it's going to soak up the pineapple juice, plus some of the juices from the chicken, plus the sauce, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So I've done this a few times now. And then your leftover sauce, probably won't need all that juice. Your leftover sauce that you've got left in your jug, run it just over the top of it. Once you've pulled it out of the oven, that will heat it up, give it a really nice brown colour. And it's the most amazing flavour. These guys are sitting here smelling it, thinking, hurry up and cook now, I bet. Yeah. So I will try and remind me to take a photo before we hoe into it once it's done. So this goes in the oven now, 25 to 30 minutes at 220 degrees. Yum.
And I am so going to make this dish because I love the idea of the sweet and the savory, the sweet from the
Yes.
pineapple juice and just the all-in-one, you know? Beautiful. I love that twist. Thanks for sharing that recipe with us.
Rice is amazing. Yeah.
All right. Well, can we move over to Valentina?
Hey, Sandra. Okay, so the milk's been warmed up to 80 degrees. So what we're going to do now is we're going to froth. I want to have a bit of froth on top of my latte. So what we're going to do is we're going to froth the milk. Now, to froth your milk, what you need to do is to cook it for 25 seconds on speed 8. But when you do it, you need to gradually increase it to speed 8. So we're just going to start doing it now. So by doing this, it creates the frothiness. Okay, so that's done. Oh, it smells beautiful. So I'm just going to pour that in there. So that's the latte there. So what I'm going to do now is you just add a bit of cinnamon sugar on top just to give it that cinnamon donut taste.
Oh, you're killing us, Val. We can't taste it.
And I don't know if you guys can see it. That's your chai latte there. Perfect.
Is it really creamy?
It's not creamy, but it's got that beautiful spice blend through it. And the cinnamon on top, it just gives it a beautiful flavor.
Proper flavor.
It's just like a, it's almost like a tea type, but obviously it doesn't have the tea in it. It's got the spice mix in it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you. Well, that is a perfect winter warmer. Totally agree. And how expensive are good chai mixes? They're so expensive. And by making your own, you know exactly what's in it. It doesn't have any of these crazy fillers that they put in with the shop bought stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I wish so too, Robin. Smell-o-vision and taste-o-vision. Maybe in our lifetime, we don't know. Thanks, Val. Thank you for sharing that recipe with us. And back to Paula. I think, Paula, you'd be almost finished, yeah? Can't hear you.
Hi, sorry. Yes, it just finished right now.
Oh,
So,
that is perfect timing.
Yeah, perfect timing. So what I'm going to do, what's it telling me to do now? So it's just asking us just to transfer the pears into individual dessert plates. So I'm just going to place it in this bowl here. And all you do is arrange them nicely in there. And I'll show you the chocolate sauce, the chocolate cardamom sauce that was cooking in there. It smells really good too. And you just drizzle some of that chocolate sauce. Can you guys see that on top? I don't know if you can. And then we just add some flaked almonds. Just sprinkle on top. And that is it. That is your winter dessert,
Yum, yum.
your winter warmer dessert. So I wish you guys could smell this too. So sorry.
You
And
can
it was
also
really quick
roast.
and easy.
That seems so easy and such a yummy dessert. And you can also roast those almonds as well, which give it
You sure can.
really nice flavor as well, or any other nuts that you want. Yeah. Okay. All right, everyone. Well, that's it for our recipes. So if this was a face-to-face class, it would have taken the 2 hours because we would have served you all these dishes. You would have had a taste test and so on. So this ended up being a quick class. So, but thank you all for coming and for allowing us to showcase these winter warmers with you. You will receive an email with links links to all the recipes that we did today, and if you have any questions, let us know, including the twists that we did as well. Well, that for instance Kirsty did with the Huli Huli Chicken. We'll also pop that on the email. If you don't get the email, let me know, because I have been having some issues with my email. But yeah, thank you all for joining us again. Keep a lookout. We have some awesome classes coming up, if I do say so myself. They are actually master classes where you can cook along with us and we've chosen some recipes that have a lot of technique in them, where you will walk away where you're going to get a lot of value from these classes. They're going to be short classes, 30 to 45 minutes, with lots of technique included. So lots of different things that we're going to be showcasing with you. And we're going to be going around the world. So creating dishes from lots of different countries, using lots of talent that we have in our team. So we have quite a multicultural team and lots of talented ladies, and they're going to be showcasing with you what they do best in the kitchen. So I am so excited. So keep a lookout for that on our Facebook page called the Blade Runners Events page. So if you haven't joined that page yet, join so you can be kept up to date. All right, cool. Well, have a wonderful weekend, guys. Stay warm because it's freezing outside. And yeah, we'll see you again soon on Zoom. Yeah.
Sorry, Ellie's trying to show us something.
Oh, Elia, go.
Hey, sorry. So I finished the rice pudding and I did the pre-clean, so it's all done. It looks super nice and creamy. I'm just letting it cool down a bit before I sprinkle with cinnamon. But I just wanted to show my quince paste that I did. Look how cool they look. I put them in different silicone molds. And
Elia, that looks amazing.
I know. And while you guys were chatting, I was putting up a little like a little putter and my little quince paste there in the middle on the side, and I just love it. And you can use different ones, like this is the snack mold, you know, from the mixer shop. Can you tell them to?
That is such a great idea with the snack mold.
She's being silly. Huh?
That's a great idea with the snack mold, because I only ever use it for snacks.
Exactly, and that way they're only little, like you could just, you know, chop up a little sliver. Cute. And these are really cute, like a little mini butt thing that I got from Better Homes and Gardens one year, and they're just also cute. I love it. And so I'm just gonna put these in the fridge, and then I'll pass them around to neighbors and stuff, like to some friends. But how great are they? So I thought I'd just share that.
Oh, thanks for sharing that.
Well,
is there a particular recipe that you use for quince paste?
They've got quince paste on Cookie Dough. I actually use the Portuguese one, which is on Cookie Dough too. But my friend was saying how much her husband loves it and buys it every week. And like for a little round thing, it's like $7. These quinces were $4 a kilo. And all you need is, quinces. I had about 5 of them, I think, sugar and a lemon. So it's so easy, simple ingredients, and so much cheaper than buying it every week like her husband does.
For sure.
And how much it makes, so much. Like we'll have this for ages. And yeah, hence why I'm gifting it away. So
awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. So let me know where I can get quinces from.
Well, yeah, sometimes like they're in season at the moment, and we got them from the fruit market. But yeah, sometimes it is hard to find, like at Coles and Woolworths and stuff. But yeah, usually fruit markets and those fruit and veg shops, they'll have them.
I will sell them. Yeah. Awesome. Great tips, Elia. Thanks for that. Quinces, they have a short season time. That's so true. That's why it's hard to find. Oh, you've never seen them anywhere, Robin? That is such a shame. Oh, maybe you can grow some. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you next time. Like I said, keep a lookout for those classes because they're going to be amazing. Hey. Finish here in New Zealand. Oh, you've got a tree, Donna. You're so lucky. Hey, do you want to say hello? This is Alyssa. Hi. My daughter's friend. Okay. Hello. You want to say hello as well? Hi. Hang on, you can't see everyone. I'll put you on gallery view. Now you can see everyone. We're having pizza. But I actually made soup. You're having the soup and I'm having the pizza. Oh, look, here's some more friends. Do you want to say hello to Ilham's daughter? What's her name, Ilham? Come here.
And
Who's
what's your name? Tell
Isn't
us.
she cute? Oh my gosh, she's grown, Ilham.
What's your name?
Oh,
What's your name? This is you.
Hang on. They can't hear. Oh, here we go. Yeah, from here, Emily. Hang on.
And they walk.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now we can hear you.
Hi.
Oh, no, we can't.
What's your name?
No, we can't. Oh, now we can. I'm having technical issues now. Ow! Sorry. So what are you having for dinner tonight, Ilham?
And bar.
Oh, yum.
And sushi, like homemade sushi and all that. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. This was so good. So good. They've already attacked my niece and my daughter. She's already in a PJ, but look. Oh my goodness.
Sandra,